and that is who I wanted to win. It's not a prediction I made. It's just in my spirit. That's who I wanted. But OTC was able to get his little revenge on, the fake ass Long Island medium and that ass tan that man has. Okay, if you gonna get a tan the scalp too. That's all I'm saying. It Your scalp is alabaster, but your skin is, como se dice, a pumpkin spice latte color. You see how those two things don't mix? Because it's just like, this is obviously a tan and not a good one. No. Anyway, OTC manages to choke out, the fake ass Long Island medium and got him shoes back. And then fake ass Long Island medium was talking about, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. I love you, my tribal.
And for the record, I ain't even plead the fifth.
But let's talk Clash in Paris. So OTC and the Thief opened up the show, and I enjoyed the match. It was a really good match. Listen, they was beating the hell out of each other. Okay, there were moments where neither one of them could knock each other off their feet, and it was like, child, this is a lot. There were moments where neither one of them could knock each other off their feet. There was a moment I forgot. Roman did something like, I think he lifted that man up and hit I think it was like a big ass Samoan drop, and it was like, they surprised the ring didn't break. It was like, hell yeah, I'm surprised the ring didn't break. But they facing off against each other. There were moments where it was like, oh, I'm gonna try to knock you down, I can't knock you down. I'm gonna try to knock you down, can't knock you down. They were over here trying to knock each other down, and it was like, ooh, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. But OTC picked up the win, and that is who I wanted to win. It's not a prediction I made. It's just in my spirit. That's who I wanted. But OTC was able to get his little revenge on, the fake ass Long Island medium and that ass tan that man has. Okay, if you gonna get a tan the scalp too. That's all I'm saying. It Your scalp is alabaster, but your skin is, como se dice, a pumpkin spice latte color. You see how those two things don't mix? Because it's just like, this is obviously a tan and not a good one. No. Anyway, OTC manages to choke out, the fake ass Long Island medium and got him shoes back. And then fake ass Long Island medium was talking about, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. I love you, my tribal chief. And as he was talking over, the Thief took, but how did this happen? How did you let this happen? He didn't let nothing happen. You sent him out there to whoop that man's ass and give him a spanking, so you say. And that man, because that's a grown ass man, came out there and beat him down and then choked you out. Now, as he was signing the shoes, OTC was signing the shoes and throwing them to the crowd, to the fans. Mr. Aggressive Tan speared him, and then they proceeded to spear this man and tsunami this man multiple times over, to the point where they put him on a backboard. Obviously, they didn't secure the neck. I guess they don't do that over there. Let me mind my goddamn business. I don't have no MD behind my name. Tsunamied him multiple times while he was on the little backboard piece. Mind you, Juicy J came out there to help his cousin, and he's flicking the bows off like, you better get off my cousin. I ain't playing with you. You better stop playing with my cousin. And he got speared too. He got speared multiple times. And I'm like, one tsunami and maybe two spears will do it. Okay, one tsunami and two spears will do it. Anything after that is overkill. So Juicy J is going into the match in the main event with jacked up ribs. Adam Pearce put because the fake ass Long Island medium ended up in the hospital, so they say, and so did OTC. They said them two ended up going to the hospital, so they no longer in the building. Okay, a real bitch ain't in the building. Talking about OTC, that's a real one right there. He not in the building no more for the folks. So Mr. Aggressive Tan and the Thief, aka Team Bron Bron, they get ejected from the building too, because Adam is done playing with y'all. He said, and I quote, if I get a whiff, an inkling of y'all at that main event, y'all get suspended indefinitely without pay. Stop playing with me. Adam asked Juicy J, are you okay? Because I'm feeling like medical is going to tell me you're not okay to go out there to that main event. And Juicy J was like, the last thing my cousin said was to become the world heavyweight champion, and that's exactly what the hell I'm going to do. I'm going to the main event. Stop playing with me. Jackie was talking to Kitten Hill backstage and was asking him about the fact that he had people no longer there because one's in the hospital, the other two got ejected from the building. And he was like, I'm always 2 steps ahead. So I said, not only in my live stream, but on my Tumblr, I believe somebody is coming out. Now, I thought we would see Austin Theory or somebody be added to the Vision group. No, it would Rebecca Lynch. We gonna get on her match with Nikki, but Rebecca came out there and low blowed CM Punk, and Kitten Hill was able to pick up the win. But Kitten Hill was like, "I'm always 2 steps ahead. I don't need the Vision. I chose them, but I don't need them, and I'm gonna get it done by myself." Oh, because you rolled up in that bitch numero uno, you gonna leave numero uno? Oh no, that's not what happened. You rolled in with your crew and you left with your wife. But I'm not judging. Now the main event, I enjoyed it. Mr. Talk Game and Juicy J didn't get pinned. They didn't have to eat the pin. Am I upset about the outcome of the match? No, because I was like, in my soul, I want Jay to win. In my heart, I want CM Punk, aka Larry's daddy, to win. And in my mind, I wanted Mr. Talk Game, aka LA Knight, to win because he's the only one in there who hasn't had a World Heavyweight Championship. But the match was really good. Now, Larry's daddy got pushed and he bent the table, but he didn't break the table. Y'all need to look into that. Y'all need to look into that. Everybody showed the in that main event. I can't be mad. I could be upset about how it ended, but I can't be mad about the performances that all four of those men gave because they did what it needed to be done. Now let's get on to Rebecca. Rebecca and Nikki. Now I'm gonna say this. I hate the way they shite on the Divas era. I hate the way they shite on the Divas era because the girls in the Divas era, we could talk about that later. But the beginning of the match was just a little clunky, but when they found their groove and when they got into it, oh baby, they was tussling. They was beating each other's asses. There was never not a moment where they weren't on like really giving it to each other. And at first, a lot of us thought Nikki's reflection in the still like her gear reflecting off the steps was blood, but it was like no, that's her gear because her gear is red. Baby, she hit the Bella Buster on Becky on the steel steps. Yeah, and she hit the manhandle slam. She did that. I want to see more. I wonder if we're getting more dates out of Nikki Bella. Obviously, I feel like because Becky did that pin she did on was it Becky? She pinned not Becky Bailey. That pin she had on Bailey in that triple threat at Evolution. She hit that and picked up the win. But I have a feeling like the only person who's going to be able to take that Intercontinental Championship up off of Becky is a deranged Bailey. Now, know this: everybody she done added to the list of enemies in the women's locker room who she done, get some diabolical itch to, they gonna jump her like they stomped out, like they jumped Seth because they was stomping him out in the main event. Now let's get on to the Donnybrook match. Let me tell you something, baby. They came to show up and show out. Okay, they came to show up and show out. I don't think they're done. I would love to see them go again because I don't think this is the end of them. Red Velvet versus Rusev, baby, that was the match for me. I don't care about nobody else. That was the match for me because they were not only were they beating the hell out of each other and really showing what they could do in ring, but they used everything that had to do with the match and just made it 10 times better. Using the bar, like I'm gonna give you the 10 beats with the ropes. I'm gonna give you the 10 beats on the bar, even though you tried to pin me with the bar. And then when he sent Red Velvet through the bar, oh baby, y'all need to check him because I know he caught the back of his head on that a piece of that bar. The white noise off them barrels of whiskey into the two tables down below, crazy work. And then the accolade, or I feel like I said it right, with the shillelagh like in his mouth, or like yeah, in his mouth, and he's holding it, and he realized he can't get him with him on his back, so he moves back and is holding him, and Red Velvet had to tap. No notes. Okay, I want them to build it because we going Perth Crown Jewel October. That's where they really finish this off at. One more time in Europe. That is what we need. The Street Profits versus the Wyatts. Baby, the Street Profits, I hope they're not breaking up. Don't tease to me like they're gonna break up. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. Okay, stop playing with me. I don't want them to break up. Let them explore their characters. Let them go out and get opportunities, but please don't break them up. Please, please, they brotherhood. I don't even think they brotherhood could be really tested like this. Okay, Montez performed Angelo's wedding ceremony. Stop playing. But the Wyatts, baby, they cheat to win. And at this point, I need the whole tag division on SmackDown to get like the Wyatts. Y'all cheating to win, and we cheating to win. You got a big and tall giant. We gonna get us a big and tall giant. Stop playing. But I did enjoy the match between the Street Profits and the Wyatt Six. And the Paris crowd loves the Street Profits. The Paris crowd also loved LA Knight, CM Punk, and Juicy J. They really do love the folks over there. They show up and show out and do better than the American crowd sometimes, or all the time. Let me stop lying. And then shout out to you, Dimples. You did knock 8 months off your probation. If you would have pushed the Prime Station over again, you would have knocked another 3 off your probation, and I would have just been, not reminding people how you broke up with us on a global streaming platform anymore. But he showed out in that match, and he even hit the Styles Clash on that man. Stop playing with me. He won, and I'm just so happy for him because he's this close to breaking, Taker's record for most wins on PLEs. But we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happened. But they had a good match, even though I'm not a fan of the Invisible Man. Stop trying to sell that man to me. Stop trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen. It ain't gonna work. But shout out to, Dimples. He did win his match and he kissed his wife and had a good old time. And nobody attacked him. Progress.